first time ever.
Warning acts of terror.
We are ready to engage with a two-state solution.
Some of his most senior cabinet members
The drivers of a new economic age.
Today we are unpacking a major tech regulatory story why the European Commission fined Elon Musk's social media platform X a whopping 120 million. This is not just another tech fine. It highlights big questions about the platform, responsibility, transparency, and digital governance. So let's break it down. What happened? Now, on December 5th, 2025, the European Commission, the executive authority of the European Union, imposed a 120 million euro fine on X, previously known as Twitter. This marks the first ever penalty under Europeans Digital Services Act or DSA, a landmark set of rules governing how online platforms must protect users and operate transparently. This is a big deal. Regulators have had this law in places since 2023, but this is the first enforcement action with financial penalty. Now, what is the Digital Services Act, DSA? Before we go further, let's understand the rule behind this. The Digital Services Act, DSA, is Europe's response to a global challenge. How do we regulate big online platforms so that they don't deceive users, enable scams, or hide dangerous content? Now, the key goals of the DSA include eliminating harmful or illegal content, increasing transparency so users and regulators know who is behind content and ads, protecting user rights and democratic values, providing access to public data for researchers. Platforms that don't follow these rules can face huge fines up to 6% of the global revenue. Now, what did X do wrong? The European Commission found three major violations. Number one, deceptive blue checkmark system. Now, originally Twitter's blue checkmark meant a verified identity, a real person or official organization. After Elon Musk's takeover in 2022, X started selling blue checks to anyone willing to subscribe without verifying who they actually are. Now, the European Union says this misleads users into thinking accounts they are genuinely verified when they may not be. This exposes users to scams, impersonation, and misinformation. So 45 million euro of the fine came from that alone. Number two, impersonation and misinformation. So 45 million euro of the fine came from this alone. Now, number two, lack of advertising transparency. Under European Union rules, platforms must provide a legally required public database showing who paid for ads, what content they ran, who they targeted. X ads repository did not meet these obligations, missing essential data and lacking accessibility. Now, this limits researchers and regulators' ability to detect manipulative political or commercial influence. So 35 million of the fine was for this. Number three, blocking researchers' access to public data. Now, European Union law mandates that researchers must be able to independently access public platform data to study systemic risks such as scams, manipulation, or political misinformation. X imposed barriers delays and restrictions on researchers seeking this data. Now that cost X 40 million euro dollars. Why it matters bigger than a fine. Now why should the average viewer also care about it? This is about the future of digital platforms and accountability. Truth versus transparency. Platforms like X hold vast user data and influence public conversation. So misinformation spreads fast when verification and identity are unclear. So Europe's message is, if you host public discourse, you must do it transparently and responsibly. Now regulatory precedent is, this is the first enforcement of a major digital law, not just a small rule. It sets a precedent for TikTok, Facebook, Meta, Google, YouTube, and all other large digital platforms. All are now on notice. Digital regulation is no longer theoretical. Tech versus sovereignty. This fine has already triggered political reactions as well. US officials criticized the European Union, calling the penalty an attack on American companies and claiming it threatens free speech. So Elon Musk himself reacted strongly too. The debate now includes regulation versus censorship, digital sovereignty and global governance norms. So what's for X now in future? X now has a deadline to comply, 60 days to correct the deceptive trust blue check issue, 90 days for advertising transparency and data access solutions. If X fails, the European Union may impose further periodic fines. So in the long run, this could change how social platforms operate internationally, forcing them to meet region-specific digital safety standards. So now what is the real takeaway? The European Union is no longer just a regulatory talk shop. It's enforcing global digital rules. Tech platforms now face real penalties, not just mere warnings. Transparency, user protection, and accountability are now legally required, not optional. And this clash between big tech and global regulation will shape how we communicate online. So your views matter too. Should platforms be regulated strictly like utilities, or should they have more freedom? Drop your comments below, and thanks for watching M&D Intel The Futurist. Do like, subscribe and share for more deep tech plus geopolitical insights. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat.